guys, it's Glenn from glenscarcollection.com, and this is my 1-month ownership review of my 2013 Audi S8. All right, so I've had the S8 for about a month now, maybe a little longer than that. I've put about 2,000 miles on it. So as you can see, you saw my videos about buying the car. You saw my videos. Let's do a little acceleration here. Now we got, whoa. And that's over 50 miles an hour. So you saw my video about buying the car in the process. I was looking what cars I was shopping for. You can watch all that videos for that. Hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any of those videos. If you're a ready subscriber, hit the notification button. I post new videos every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Like and share this video so our channel can grow, and check out my new real estate channel, Glenn, Real Estate Expert for all things real estate. Okay, so I did an initial video of this car when I first bought it for my initial impressions. Now I've had it 4, 5, 6 weeks, put over 2,000 miles on it, about 2,100, and I can tell you what I like and what I don't like so far. And this will be an ongoing long-term test. I'm sure I'll have this car for a couple of years. Let's just turn right here. And we'll put a lot of miles on it, like some of my other cars. Accelerate. Whoa. This car is so fast. This is the fastest car I've owned. Go through my channel to see the 7 cars I own, most of which are sports cars. And this is faster than my 911 Turbo. It's faster than, in a straight line, than every car. So that gets me to the first thing I love, the power. It's addictive. 4-liter twin turbo V8 producing 520 horsepower. Now Motor Trend put one of these cars on their dyno, a 2013 S8, and I forget, it was pushing out at the crank like 570 or 580. And that explains why it's so fast. They got a 3.5 second 0 to 60 time. Car and Driver got a 3.6 second 0 to 60 time. And there's no reason to doubt it. With the all-wheel drive, this car just takes off like a rocket. So that was just up to 70 miles an hour there. Now, gas mileage, it actually could get decent gas mileage. I've been driving around town, so it's low for this video, just filming it. But on the highway, you can get 25 miles to the gallon. And the reason you can get that is it runs in 4-cylinder mode on the highway, which makes a big difference. Now, it'll pump some white noise through the speaker, so you don't notice that the 4-cylinder coarseness, but if you cruise at 70, you'll get excellent gas mileage. This car is still new to me, so I'm putting in my foot in it every 2 seconds, and I'm averaging between 20 and 21, but that's with my foot in it all the time. But I'm pretty much predominantly doing highway driving. All right, now let's take a look at the interior. This interior is gorgeous, by the way. Okay, so now what we're doing is looking at the cameras. There's actually 6 cameras in the front. That's rear, what's behind us. If you look on the left-hand side, that's an overview camera. Now that overview camera is off slightly. These are some shots from the side angles. So there's 3 cameras in front, 3 cameras in back, middle, and I guess diagonally on the sides of the front bumper and the rear bumper. Now, as you can see here, it looks like my front bumper was over the curb, but when we look in the other cameras, it's actually not. So the overhead view is a bit conservative, which actually is a good thing. So here's another complete. Now, this is all 6 cameras put together. So if you look at the curb all the way to the left, you see it's a little skewed, so it's not exact, but it's actually very good for parking. And again, I mentioned this car is 17 feet long. You definitely need cameras. All right, so here's the instrumentation. It's still an analog instrumentation with the digital miles per hour in the center. These buttons here, the M button with the gears, you can press that button and then use the paddle shifters. And then you have the volume knob for the radio. Really nice leather wrapped steering wheel that's, I think, just the right size. It's not as thick as a BMW M. And there's the Distronic cruise control. So that's where you would set your speed and following distance. That goes through the menus. So you pretty much have all the controls. And then there's you have automatic high beams, on and off. Now that is a Bang & Olufsen speaker, so that's an optional stereo. You can see it down there. So when I was shopping for cars looking all over the country, because S8s are pretty rare, and so is the Bang & Olufsen, that's how I can tell if it had the Bang & Olufsen system. So you have the blind spot monitoring. Here you can set your seating position. And those are Bang & Olufsen stereos again. So what I did is when I shopped online, the Bose speakers are like black in color, where their B&O are silver in color. And here you have beautiful headrests, beautiful seats. These seats are so comfortable. Now the massage function, which is standard, is for the driver and passenger. So you will definitely have people fighting for the front seat to sit with you. Now here's how the MMI screen comes up when you start the car. And then you'll see the tweeters only on the Bang & Olufsen system rise out of the dash. And then you also have a big sunroof, which I never use. I usually pull the cover, but I know everybody loves sunroofs except for me. So basically all the controls at your fingertips. Now here we'd go through the radio stations. You could do your presets. You have an analog clock, which still works. Down here are your air conditioning controls. It has cool seats standard as well as heated seats. The pad to the left with numbers 1 through 6. Those are radio station presets, which are a little sensitive. A lot of times I hit it and change the station. Those are the cool seats on top and heated below, and then you can sync both sides of the cabin. Rear passengers also with the fold down fifth seat. Comes down as an armrest if you only need to have 4, and that they have their own temperature controls. And now here is all the car information. So most of the time I run it in comfort mode. These are the suspension settings. Auto, it'll be comfortable in dynamic depending how you're driving. Dynamic will be more of the harder settings. And what I like best is individual. So if you want to have sport throttle but comfort suspension, you can do that right there. And basically the 4 buttons on the bottom there are the 4 buttons on the corner of the MMI screen. So this is individual mode now. So right now I have the engine and transmission in comfort. I can put it in auto. I can put it in dynamic. Air suspension, I can change. Steering, neither steering feel is that great. So I usually leave it in comfort. The problem is if you put it in dynamic, it's really hard to turn into a parking space. You have the sport differential. I usually keep that on dynamic to help with understeer. I have the engine sound on dynamic and individual mode, but it sounds a little lighter than, a little louder than comfort, but you're not driving an M3 or an M5 here. So everything is really changeable about the car. So you can certainly make these 2 cars in one. I try to make a blend of both. And you can actually raise the suspension. So if you have some steep driveways or speed bumps, you can hit raise. Now it does take a little time, and now it's raising, as you can see. Now it's not actually raising yet. It takes maybe a couple seconds later. So after I watch this, I can jump out of the car and actually watch it raise. So there's a little delay there. So keep that in mind if you run into any steep driveways or speed bumps. Now we'll go through the vehicle settings. All kind of settings, how you want to adjust the seats, your headlights, daytime running lights, if you want to lock the car or leaving the car. So basically everything on this car is adjustable. You could spend hours. I'm not really a technical guy, so I kind of just leave the same settings. But if you're into that, this is your car because you can adjust it, 10 ways to Sunday. And you can go through all the menus. The menus are pretty easy. You just got to keep going through buttons. And thank God there's a back button. So if you find yourself a place you didn't need to be, you could easily press the back button. Go back here. You can even adjust the rear climate control for your rear passengers, say they're children. And this has everything with your service. And now the owner's manual is also in here, where you can actually see videos of everything. So if we go into this screen here, we can actually get in everything you could ask for with the MMI system of how to use it. And if you click on one of these, you will actually get a video, which is pretty cool, especially considering this is 2013. This must have been Probably ahead of its time. This in the 7 Series in 2013, or an S-Class. All right, so there we have the gauges. Now, the new A8, I think, went to digital gauges, the new one that's coming out now. So the next gen of S8s will have it. But right now, they're analog gauges, which I love. You got the digital miles per hour in the middle, and then you can go through right under that. I'm going through the screen now. I'll tell you everything but tell you the date, your average speed. I'll tell you how many miles per gallon you're getting. I usually leave it on my current mileage. So, because this car being, 3.5 seconds to 60, I find that I'm flooring it all the time. So by having that, it kind of keeps me on as showing me that, And here we have our gas all the way to the right. So the fill up, your gas cap is all the way to the right. And then here we just have the water temperature and the tachometer. Now, I love about this car the smooth ride. My biggest complaint with the GLA 45, using it as an everyday car with a very bumpy, traffic-filled commute to work, was the jerkiness of the dual clutch transmission in traffic and the harshness of the suspension going over. New Jersey's roads are like the worst in the world, especially near New York City where I live. It's nothing but potholes and expansion joints. So it's like boom, 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 driving to work for 40 minutes. And this car has erased 90% of that. Now, it may be stiffer, say, than an A8 because it's an S8, so it has a stiffer suspension, but it drives like a Lexus compared to the AMG. Some of the features that I wanted on this car was the Bang & Olufsen stereo, 1400 watts, and I'll tell you in the video how to notice that, to see which cars have that, because very few have it. It was a $6,500 option, but it is worth every penny. Now, if I was speccing the car new, I don't know that I spent $6,500. If I'm going to spend that much money, I'd probably get like a paint to sample color, which I think was about $5,500. But it's fantastic. It's the best OEM stereo I ever heard. I love sitting in traffic now because I can listen to my tunes. I can't play anything for you because I would owe a royalty, but it's that good. I love the massage seats. I use them all the time, even if I'm just going out to get milk or going on a long trip for work, or heck, I'm even using them now. The massage seats are great. I have a couple favorite massages like the stretch and the lumbar, and I use them all the time. When I'm not crazy about that, I thought it was going to be a big deal, and it actually, I never really use it. This Distronic Cruise Control, that's actually an option. I believe it's like a $2,000 option. I know that's available in a lot of cars because it has this car has the stop and go function like a lot of others, and it's not standard equipment, it's actually optional. I think it takes too long to get back up to speed. I use it in bumper traffic. Say you set the control on 65, which is the speed limit, and you never want to go over the speed limit. It'll take you down to 0 when I hit traffic, which is the majority of my commute, and then it'll actually stop you, which is pretty cool. And then it'll get going again as the traffic starts going. The issue with that is it starts going very slowly and gradually, and when the road opens up, I want to get up to speed. So what happens was, and you can control your following distance, is something I've learned, and I didn't know that in the first video, like how many car lengths. And obviously in New Jersey anyway, when people see a hole in traffic, they jump into your lane. So what happens is, and this has nothing to do with Audi, this is just my opinion of Distronic Cruise Control. And so what happens when the road opens up and the car wants to accelerate, somebody hops in your lane and then it has to slow down again. So I feel that I can just control it better, and I can accelerate when the road opens up faster or more aggressively than it can, and it kind of solves the problem of people jumping in front of me. Also, it'll keep you in somebody's blind spot, so it monitors you at the pace of the car in front of you. Unfortunately, there's a lot of big trucks or work vans where I know I'm in their blind spot because it's pacing the car in front of me and not, recognizes what's happening in the other lane. So I don't think a computer can do it as well as a human brain, where a human can say, you know what, I don't want to be in the blind spot of that truck. Acceleration is addictive. You're going to see this as a common theme in the video. I can't stop doing it. So any dislikes? Well, the sizes I'm still trying to get used to. For example, my 993 Turbo is 168 inches in length. My BMW 1 Series M is 172 inches in length. I think the M2 and the NSX are about 176, give or take. And this car is 202 inches. Now, if you got an A8 extended wheelbase, it would be 5 inches longer than that, and it all goes to back seat room. But the back seat is huge. S8s only come in this short wheelbase form. And it's 17 feet long, and to give you an example, my Jeep Grand Cherokee is only 16 feet long, so this is a foot longer than that. So it is, it's hard for me to get used to using little cars, and I'll make a video specifically on that you'll see soon. All right, guys, thanks again for watching. That was our video on the Audi S8, and we'll continue to do a long-term review on this. So remember to subscribe, and if you're already a subscriber, hit the notification bell so you don't miss a video. Like and share this video so our channel can grow, and make sure you check out my new real estate channel, Glenn Real Estate Expert. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next time. Take care.